Hey, this is Warren Redlick. I've been seeing a lot of negative, nitpicky stories about 2021. I want to talk about all the great stuff that's coming in 2022. Are you ready? Let's go. For me, the most exciting thing about 2022 is Cybertruck. Cybertruck is coming. It may hit before the end of 2021, but we're going to see Cybertruck in volume in 2022. It's going to start getting produced and delivered late 2021, early 2022, but it's really going to start hitting volume by the end of 2022. We're going to see these gorgeous stainless steel, out of science fiction vehicles on the roads all over America and eventually all over the world, and I'm really excited about it. Tesla is going to ramp Cybertruck in 2022, maybe hit 100,000 vehicles. And heading for 2023 and beyond, we'll be looking at 250,000 Cybertrucks a year or more. Spectacular. Cybertruck will be a massive boost to the Tesla brand. It's an iconic look. Never seen anything like it on our roads. It's spectacular, wonderful, practical, all these great things. Can't wait to see it happen. Let's get excited about Cybertruck. Another huge thing for 2022 is the Berlin Gigafactory. The Berlin Gigafactory is already under construction. It might be pretty close to done, at least partly. Part of it's done, about to ready to start manufacturing. We are probably going to see Tesla Model Y vehicles coming out of the Berlin Gigafactory being delivered to customers by the end of 2021. But like with Cybertruck, it's going to ramp in 2022. They're going to produce a huge volume of these vehicles. They're going to be the best vehicle ever made in the world. The best all-around vehicle, an SUV. It's going to drop like 500 pounds compared to the current generation Model Y. It's going to cost less to make. It's going to have better range. It's going to be using 4680 cells. It's going to structural battery pack, front and rear castings, fewer robots to make it, more velocity of production. They'll be able to make them faster. This is going to be the greatest vehicle coming out of the greatest factory until 2023. Also in the Berlin Gigafactory, there's a really good chance we're going to see a Model 3 line. They're going to be producing Model 3s in Giga Berlin as well. Maybe a hatchback version of Model 3 because there's a big demand for hatchbacks in Europe. Also with Berlin Gigafactory, we get Texas Gigafactory. Texas Gigafactory is going to be even more fun. We're going to get Tesla Model Ys there. Same basic story. Structural battery pack, front and rear castings. Massive drop in weight compared to the current Model Y. Better range, better handling. Lots of great stuff with Model Y, and Cybertruck will be coming out of the Texas Gigafactory as well. We might see a Model 3 coming out of Texas Gigafactory. We might see Tesla Semi coming out of Texas Gigafactory. There's a lot of space for Giga Texas. We don't know what's coming, but I'm really excited about it, and you should be too. Let's get pumped for Tesla 2022. Also in 2022, we're going to see the Tesla Semi ramp. We should see the first semis in production and delivery this year in 2021. But we're going to see that ramp. Whether it's going to be in Nevada or Texas, we don't know. But Semi is coming. We believe it's going to start in Nevada. It may shift to mass production in Texas. It's going to fill the roads. It's going to be the best Semi, the best Class 8 work truck in the world. Can't wait to see this happen. One of the core technologies that's really exciting about 2022 for Tesla is batteries, particularly the 4680 cell. Within the last 24 hours, Elon tweeted that the Model Y in Berlin and the Model Y in Texas will be using 4680 cells. That means faster charging, it means more range, it means more efficiency. There's a lot of great stuff happening with the 4680 cell. They're going to be producing it in sufficient volume to start making vehicles with it, in particular Model Y. Maybe the most important thing about the 4680 cell is as they ramp production of 4680, they're going to get lower and lower costs. They're going to be able to get the cost of it down, which both means they'll be able to make vehicles and sell them for less money, and they'll be able to make more profit on the same vehicles. Very, very exciting. Great news for shareholders, great news for drivers. And it's not just the 4680 cell that Tesla's going to make. Tesla's suppliers are going to be delivering a lot of batteries to Tesla, just like they've been doing all along, but more. Drew Baglino said at the Q1 investor call that they expected suppliers to provide more than double the batteries in 2022 that they'll provide in 2021.
We're on track to more than double the supplier capacity over the next year.
I expect Tesla will deliver 900,000 vehicles in 2021. Well, if they deliver 900,000 in 2021, and their suppliers more than double their supply, that sounds like 2 million vehicles, and that's not even including the 4680 cells that Tesla's going to produce for themselves. Huge, huge volume of production for Tesla in 2022. We may see a lot more. Particularly excited to see structural battery pack in action. Structural pack will be in the new Model Y. If they're building a Model 3, it'll be in it. Cybertruck will probably have structural pack. We don't think that the new Model S and X have structural battery pack. We're not sure, but maybe the Plaid Plus Model S will have structural battery pack later in 2022. Structural battery pack means a lot less weight, ballpark of 200 kilograms lighter or over 400 pounds lighter for the Model Y. The chassis will be stiffer, that makes it handle better. It will have a better polar moment of inertia, which means it will turn better. And it's going to have a lower cost of manufacturing. Again, get the cost of making the cars down, you can sell them for less and still make more money. Great news for drivers, great news for shareholders. One of the things I'm most excited about for 2022 is full self-driving. Tesla's full self-driving is going to hit its stride in 2022. We're going to see major improvements in 2021, but we're going to see wide deployment of full self-driving in 2022. Version 9 of FSD beta is about to hit any day now. Next couple weeks, hopefully we'll see. Could be on Elon time, but we should see, in 2022, we should see a full release of FSD in many countries. We're going to see Dojo up and running and making massive improvements in FSD quickly. Robotaxi will be imminent if it's not already operating in 2022. I think there's still a chance we see Robotaxi in 2021, but that's a little extreme right now. And another detail is we're going to see the neural networks that operate inside Tesla cars eat more of the code. There's human written code, and there's code that's generated by the neural networks, instructions on how to drive the car. We're seeing gradually that the neural networks are taking over more and more of the work of driving the car. And it may finish, it may eat everything, and the neural networks may run just about everything by the end of 2022. Also, in 2022, we're going to learn a lot more about Tesla's AI robotics division. Elon said that Tesla would be a car company, an energy company, and an AI robotics company, and nobody knows what the hell he's talking about. What will we learn about Tesla robots in 2022? Will there be humanoid robots? Will there be roofing robots? Will there be some other specialized task robots? We don't know what's coming. It should be very exciting. Can't wait to see all this. And don't forget drones. We may see that Tesla produces its own flying drones. All of these things take advantage of what FSD delivers, real world vision. Vision for the real world. Fantastic, great stuff. Love to see what's coming. We've all been waiting for Tesla Energy. Tesla Energy is coming in 2022. It's already out there. We're already seeing some solar roofs, some solar panel installs, some power walls, and some Megapacks. Powerwall is already profitable. Megapack will be trending towards profitability. We're going to see all of these things scale. We're going to see a lot more solar roof installs. We're going to see a lot more solar panel installs. We're going to see a lot more power walls, and we're going to see a lot more Megapacks. It's all coming. This is thanks to the increase in battery supply, particularly from CATL, lithium iron phosphate batteries for Megapack, but also the other suppliers like Panasonic supplying more cells that can go in Powerwall. There's also an interesting question. Will Tesla take the next step and decide to build its own Megapack farms, its own solar farms? It may be something that Tesla decides to do if it doesn't see enough adoption from the utility industry and otherwise. A lot of potential for Megapack from what I can see for a lot of users. This is a big money saver if they deploy Megapack. Stores, office buildings, all kinds of scenarios. Huge advantage to having a Megapack running. If Tesla can manufacture to scale, improve economies of scale, get the cost of producing Megapack down, they can sell them for less money, making the use case better, making the economics of buying a Megapack better for the customer, and again, making more profits for Tesla. A lot of good stuff coming in 2022 for Tesla Energy. On the whole for 2022, I expect we're going to see at least 2 million vehicles produced. When you take into account the doubling the battery supply from suppliers and Tesla's own 4680 cell production, which could be 30 gigawatt hours total by the end of 2022. Maybe it's 100 gigawatt hours, as they've said before. Adding that to whatever they get from suppliers probably puts them over 2 million vehicles. If they just get 200 gigawatt hours of batteries, by my math, that works out to about $120 billion in revenue. That's leaving out FSD and Robotaxi. If they're able to do more than 200 gigawatt hours of battery cells, or they're able to add extra money for FSD or extra money from Robotaxi, we may see $150 billion in revenue. We're going to see $20 billion in EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. That's one measure of profit that's commonly used. More like gross profit than net profit, but $20 billion in EBITDA, $10 billion in net profit. If the share price is only $1,000 a share in 2022, that is a PE ratio of 100. I would expect the PE ratio to be higher. Honestly, I expect the profit to be higher in 2022, maybe more like 12 billion net profit. I think we're going to see a share price around $1,500 a share to maybe $2,000 a share. I think this is a low share price compared to what Tesla's really worth, but that's how far I think Wall Street will let it go, even though it should go higher. And maybe the most exciting of all in 2022 is that we're going to get a preview of what's coming in 2023. Just like right now, I'm talking about what's coming in 2022. Next year, around this time, we'll have a much better idea of what's coming in 2023. And one of the biggest things we know about is the next generation Gigafactory will be coming, and I'm sure we'll hear something about it in 2022. The next generation Gigafactory will build the 2023 Tesla Compact that they talked about at Battery Day. This is going to be a high-velocity factory that produces a high volume of vehicles. It may be the last generation Gigafactory for vehicles because it will produce so many vehicles, we may not need more. 3 or 4 of these factories are going to be plenty to basically supply the world with all the vehicles we're going to need. I expect the 2023 vehicle to use a single-piece casting and 48-volt wiring. We'll see some other modifications, other features that we can't predict. I have my own theories about it. No side windows, no side doors, enter from the back, make it more aerodynamic, easier to manufacture. Lots of possibilities like that. Something crazy will be a part of this that we'll all go, wow, that's crazy. It's coming. Where are they going to be? I think we're going to see very likely Austin, Texas, and Shanghai, and maybe Germany. Maybe more, maybe a Giga Japan. We'll see. Also in 2022, I expect we will get more information. We'll get the reveal for what models they're going to build at the next generation Gigafactory. Very likely to be a small hatchback in Europe. Very likely to be a small SUV in the US. Probably going to see a minivan type model. Or maybe even a small cargo van model. There's a lot of potential with this platform to do a lot of things. And very likely we're going to see a version with no steering wheel and no pedals. A pure robotaxi vehicle that costs less to make because it's got less parts. Now for me, it doesn't just stop with Tesla. Elon Musk has other companies, in particular SpaceX. Starship is going to be making huge progress in 2022. We're going to see extensive build out and use of fully functional Starship rockets and super heavy boosters. We're going to see frequent orbital launches. A lot of launches putting a lot of payload up into orbit and beyond. We're going to see testing of crewed Starship. One way or another, they're going to create a crewed version of Starship. I expect we're going to start seeing some tests, not with crew in it, but we're going to be testing vehicles that would have crew in them. I think we're going to see that testing start in 2022. The Dear Moon mission is planned for 2023, so they're going to have to start testing crewed missions in 2022, with or without crew. And fundamentally, Starship is going to make all other rockets nearly obsolete, even Falcon 9. The ability for Starship to launch larger payloads into orbit for lower cost is going to make it hard to justify using Falcon 9 and other rockets for anything because you save so much money and you're able to achieve such difficult missions with Starship that everything else is going to start to look silly. SpaceX is also going to deliver Starlink. It's already up, it's already running, but it's going to expand dramatically, especially with Starship launching 400 Starlink satellites per launch with frequent launches. We're going to see that network build out nearly complete in 2022, heading into 2023. We're going to see at least 500,000 customers and maybe more than 1 million customers by the end of 2022. If they hit 1 million customers in 2022, that means they're going to have more than $1 billion in revenue, which is pretty darn good for a startup. Ultimately, Starlink is going to have a much larger customer base than that. We'll see how quickly they can expand it. That's going to be fun to watch. We'll also see Starlink enable the laser links so that the satellites can communicate directly with each other by laser instead of having to relay their signals to the ground and back up. And we might get a hint of an IPO for Starlink. I think it'll still be early in 2022, but there's a chance that by the end of 2022, we'll know that an IPO is coming for Starlink, and that'll be a great opportunity for investors to buy in and get a piece of this monster growth company. Also for 2022, Neuralink is coming. We're going to see a lot more about Neuralink. We're going to see human trials. We're going to see paralyzed people able to use a computer with their minds. We might see blind people have their sight restored with much better resolution, much better quality vision than anything anyone has ever done before. And this is just the beginning of where Neuralink is going. We can help paralyzed people use a computer. Ultimately, hopefully, we can help paralyzed people walk again. We can help paralyzed people use their arms and hands again. A lot of great potential for this, and it goes beyond to cure brain diseases of all kinds. Lots of very exciting potential here. Can't wait to see what happens with Neuralink through 2021 and on into 2022. And let's not forget the Boring Company. The Boring Company is going to be hitting it in 2022. We are going to see a massive expansion of the project in Las Vegas from the current 1 mile out to 30 miles or more. We are probably going to see the Ontario County, California Airport project at Rancho Cucamonga. We're probably going to see that project start and complete in 2022, if not sooner. It may start sooner, but it should be done in 2022. Very good chance we're going to learn about projects in Austin, Texas, Miami, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and more. Lots of potential for the Boring Company to make life better for a lot of people in a lot of places. Can't wait to see what happens with Boring Company, and hopefully I will figure out how to get an investment going, get a fund going to invest in the Boring Company, something I'm very excited about. I think we're going to be able to do it, but it's on hold for now. And the last thing I'm excited about for 2022 is Lucid Motors is going to deliver 20,000 cars to customers. Haha, I don't think that's going to happen. Sorry, Lucid. I hope you prove me wrong. Lucid Motors, Peter Rawlinson, prove me wrong. Do it. Deliver 20,000 cars. I want to see it happen. If you like this video, check out my other videos. Please consider buying my book, Fair DUI, on Amazon. Link below. Check out the t-shirts, Elon Be Less Wrong t-shirt. The stainless steel water bottle, everything, elonbits.com. Support this channel on Patreon. Links to that on the description below as well. Thank you so much for watching.